It was from March of 1967 until September of 1968 that my grandfather penned letters with the serial killer he tried to catch. Although my family does not have copies of Phil's letters to DeSalvo, we do have 33 handwritten letters from Albert DeSalvo to my grandfather, Detective Phil DiNatale. These letters reveal a friendship never known by the public before and give viewers an intimate look into the mind of one of this country's most notorious killers.
This is the notebook that my dad kept. That's exactly how he kept it. And these are the actual handwritten letters, the way my dad stored them. This is the very first one that Al wrote him. Just a quick note. And this was the beginning of their relationship, 1967.
March 1st, 1967. Hi, Phil. Would you please ask the lieutenant who was talking to me when you came in, and I said I would only talk to you, and that upset him in a way? If he would give you my glasses and the papers he took out of my wallet, all my addresses were in them. Either you could send them to me, or if you wish to get filled on a few things, then you could bring them up here. Yours truly, always, Al.
Up until that time, my dad was the cop, he was the bad guy, and he had just been arrested after he escaped from Bridgewater State Prison. And my dad met him at jail, where he was being arraigned for the prison, for the escape, I mean. And he had sent my dad a note, because my dad was able to retrieve some of his personal belongings that he had left in the basement in Lynn where he was captured. And Albert appreciated the fact that Phil did that for him and started writing him letters. My dad started writing them back, and it went on from March of '67 through the end of 1968. These letters divulged the most intimate feelings of Albert to my father, and in a strange kind of way, the man who chased the Boston Strangler for 2.5 years ultimately became his friend.
After I left the department, I used to visit at Walpole. We talked many, many times. In fact, I had personal letters they used to send in the mail to me, naming this and naming that, and always asking for me to come up and see him and all that, so, which I did.
Although there was never a written confession, the two seem to be bonding over the situation they're in. Both want nothing more than to seek a conviction and close the case. For Phil, it was what made him good police. For Albert, it was about trying to understand what made him do what he did.
I'm trying very hard to understand and find what could have brought all this about. I know I've got the answers, but let's face it, I'm no different than a puzzle. Unless someone takes an interest in this kind of puzzle, can we ever expect to put the pieces all together? I'm sure you understand and feel the same as I do in this matter.
The letters also give clues to how much time Phil was still spending with DeSalvo, going up to Walpole to see him, bringing him books, and ultimately looking for every clue to confirm his belief that DeSalvo was the man he claimed to be.
Albert told me the situation, the stairway, the squeaking stairway, the paint, where it was located, the corner. He saw a pole with, I think it was the name was Carmouth on it. I checked all those houses around there. They found the house.
But politics were making this mess of a situation even messier.
But at the time I was in the department back in Boston Homicide, I was told not to see him. And one time he sent a letter, and I took the letter up to the superintendent, and the superintendent went to the commissioners. He specifically asked to see me because he had a great deal to tell me. They didn't want me to go.
But in the long run, no one could tolerate Phil pursuing the case as much as he did. To an outsider, and even to his colleagues, going this far to befriend the serial killer may have been too much. But the letters reveal a privileged time, where Phil was getting to know the man he hunted. The letters talk about family life, the Red Sox, other investigators and people that Albert doesn't trust, and ultimately, how they both were going to do the right thing and close the case.
I guess this is why I'm fighting so hard to be heard. I know this may sound foolish, but I've thought many times, If I could only speak over the radio to everyone and let my feelings be heard along with my story, I felt I could reach most of them.
These letters are truly one of the most amazing looks into the intimate feelings of a serial killer and the friendship he started with the detective who caught him.